All right, up next we have Leo rising and sun. So for you guys, this April solar eclipse on the 8th is happening in your ninth house. And it is conjunct Chiron in Aries exactly. So, what I'm seeing for this eclipse for you guys is probably some big shifts around your faith in life, because I do think some things are shifting. And as a result of these big shifts, which naturally happen around eclipses, we have to kind of update our programming, update our beliefs to, again, kind of help us move things forward in our life. So let's talk about it. First of all, Chiron here being next to the eclipse does indicate that there can be sometimes a lack of faith in the universe, a lack of faith in ourselves, and this wounding around feeling like we can be totally trusting or totally optimistic or totally happy about something, and a fear that it could be taken away, a fear that we could be hurt if we trust, or that we could put faith into, like the wrong people or the wrong things in life. And that's especially highlighted because the ruler of this eclipse, Mars, is conjunct Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. So this is very much like, this fear of betrayal, this fear of being hurt, this fear of being alone, you know, needing things to end in your life, but also fearing what would come if they do end. There's the sense of loss that often accompanies the 8th house, or having to face our own insecurities if we're needing to move forward with something. And I definitely feel like you guys are having some anxiety. With the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, I feel like there's a chapter maybe coming to an end in your life, or something that is kind of wrapping up, maybe in terms of friends or workmates, collaborators, really intimate relationships. There could be some things shifting in those areas of your life, people that you live with. Again, people that you collaborate with in some kind of way. There could be the sense of transition or end that's happening that you may feel anxiety about, that you might feel uncertain about. And it could bring up a lot more than that, because I don't think that's the only thing shifting. I think there's a lot more that you are, again, trying to reach for. This is an Aries eclipse in the ninth house. It's about breaking new ground, especially in ninth house ways, which is adventurous. It could involve learning something new, traveling somewhere new, just believing that you can have something different than you already do. But I think that in order to get there, you first are going to have to walk away from some things that are just naturally ending, or walk away from things that you have that are insecurities that could be holding you back from going on some of those adventures. I think there's going to be probably many things that you're walking away from, honestly. I don't think it's one thing. I think there's natural things ending, and there's fears and insecurities and things that come up as a result of trying new things, or things just not being the way that they were, and being in the state of transition, which is actually quite similar to Taurus. But yeah, there's this feeling of uncertainty around letting things go, or letting things change, letting things evolve, and having faith in the universe, having faith that you're going to be all right, that everything's going to be all right. If cycles naturally end, and we're in this process of being in a void, we have the potential with this Creator card to come in here and decide what we want that to be. With an eclipse in the ninth house, we have access to the Creator in the sense that we create our own reality. This is Aries. We decide what we want our future to look like. We have trust in ourselves and faith in ourselves to paint the canvas of our life how we want it to look. But we also, with the ninth house, have this connection to God or to spirit that we have the access to. So we can trust the divine Creator, that the things that are happening to us that are out of our hands, which is very much Mars and Saturn Pisces, are for our best interests, are going to help us as souls, are going to move our lives forward in the ways that they need to move forward. And so there is this trusting in the process of creation and death, creation and death, creation and death. And when we're in between those states, when the seeds are beneath the ground but they haven't sprouted, when something has died off but we're still feeling its absence, like an amputated limb, a phantom limb, it's like trusting that we're going to be okay, that that process of slowly dissolving our attachment to the way things were will happen naturally with time. And in that void, naturally with time, we will start to repopulate that blank space. The forest will start to grow and fill in the area. And so there's this sense of trust and faith in the divine and in ourselves and in our actions, that even in the void, even in the absence of something, even in the change of something or the transition of a cycle, like everything is going to be just fine on the other side, and better on the other side than maybe even we hoped. And so I feel like there's a need to accept the reality of the situation, of what is, accept that things are the way that they are, or something is naturally ending, or something is naturally going to be changing. And this could again happen anytime over the next 6 months. This is an eclipse. They have longer periods of time, so it might not be right now, but you might have the thoughts around the situation now that will unfold in the meantime. And that could mean that you have shifts in your relationships. And again, there's still some stuff that could come up around, with this being an 8th house. Who do I trust? Who can I be vulnerable with? Who can I team up with and be a part of their energy and build something with them? There's very much this collaborative energy with the 8th house, where we're sharing our resources, we're sharing our emotions, we're sharing a common goal, or our some level of intimacy. There's something here where it's like where there might be a change up or an ending in your current way of collaborating, or your current people that you're collaborating with, and some new energy that's trying to come in for you. So just kind of keeping that in mind. We also have Venus and Neptune together in the 9th house. So Venus is in Aries in the 9th, conjunct Neptune. This has a very idealistic energy. So even though there might be some fears and insecurities and things that could come up with this eclipse around what we believe, if we think we can accomplish something, if we think we can have something, or, if we're trying to break that new ground, but then other things are ending, and it's like, yeah, it gets a little bit complex with that. But sorry, I just got like, I feel like that didn't make any sense. But basically what I'm trying to say is this Venus Neptune energy can be over idealistic. So there may be ways in which we're insecure about actually being able to have what we want. And then in other ways, we can go to the extreme opposite and get stuck in a fantasy, or like this perfect reality of how things could be, where we visualize and we see ourselves, with somebody, or we see ourselves like living in this perfect place or having this perfect experience, and it's not actually how things are going to be, and it's not fully seeing the total reality. It can be very healing to have this experience and to feel like we're very intuitive and we have this connection to ourselves or to the universe, and we feel like compassionate and creative and kind of like enlivened by life and excited about what's ahead, invested, and in that sense it's very positive. But in the excessive sense, it can get to the point where we also are not fully grounded into our reality, and we're not fully and we're just maybe idealizing something to be better than it actually is. And so some of that might come to light around this eclipse, where we might, or in the next 6 months, where we might realize that we thought we kind of invested into one way of looking at things, or to one ideal, and it let us down a little bit, and it's time to shift our focus and attention to what we can create in its place. But I feel like you guys are ultimately coming into a lot more confidence. I think some of you guys are going to also find that you have more financial benefits with this Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. I think that whatever new ground you are breaking, new things that you do move towards, or like interests that you have, I really feel like they're going to pay off for you. They have some level of stability and success and notoriety. You guys might feel like you're becoming more of a leader, becoming more visible, becoming more stable, again, financially stable, especially. More, maybe something in your life is becoming more reliable, but also, again, with this being the Ace of Wands, it's something new. It's not something that you've completely done before. And so it doesn't mean that you have to start something entirely over, go into a new career or a new relationship. But it could signify that there's a new chapter within that existing thing, that you're doing something that you haven't done before, or you're acting in a way that you haven't acted before. And it's getting you to, again, like this level of leadership or notoriety or success financially that you're wanting, or the stability, or even a family with this Queen of Pentacles. Like somebody's pregnant here. If you're wanting to have a family, that's something that could come to you. But it's almost like we have to first be willing to let something else die off and invest our energy into this new facet of our life. And again, it doesn't have to mean a completely new slate, but it could mean a new chapter within an existing book. So I hope that makes sense. I kind of want to pull one more card for you guys, because it's feeling like maybe something's missing. Did I talk about the Mercury retrograde? Let's see. Okay. We have victory and gratitude. Yeah. So if you need more of a confirmation that you're going to be victorious, this is it right here. And I think part of this is being grateful for what you already have, what's already going well, focusing on the good, focusing on what's really prosperous in your life. This is a beneficial transit to have an eclipse in the ninth house. The ninth house is lucky. It's prosperous. It's abundant. It's about, again, achieving more, getting more, being blessed, being connected spiritually. And I think the more that you can concentrate on being grateful for that, the less the Chiron and Aries energy can get in the way, and you will truly have your victory at a faster pace. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Leo. I would love to hear your comments if this relates to your life, or what is going on in your life, if you want to share with us in the comments down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends. And if you want a reading from me, you can check me out at Cosmic Clarity Astrology, which I will link in the description box down below. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.